So we'll begin in a seated position. Connect to Ujjayi breath. And allow the motion of each breath to gently expand the felt shape of your ribs and lungs, abdomen and backside. And also feel that shape relax on the exhale. This is a dynamic, felt sense of shape, width and depth. Now with your breath, feel the vertical space of your body, from tailbone to crown. As if moving your breath across this vertical filament in your person. And play as if that breath now highlights or scintillates that vertical spacious column. So how you recognize the awakening of the body, the aliveness in your form, is unique to you. Maybe it's unique to today. But that'll be our practice. As often as possible to remember, to spot, to recognize, and thus realize that quality of aliveness in our every movement. Let's take 3 more breaths. For some people, they experience this as a little vivification, like a little whir of subtle excitement. For some, it's utter stillness. For some, it's like electrical. For some, it's more of a visual luminescence. But as often as you can recognize it in your body, so feeling it, experiencing it, that's our practice. Let's bring the soles of feet together in Baddha Konasana. Forward fold. So press the heels, the outer edges, the ball mounds, all together. And then inhaling, telescope the ribs away from the hips. Feel that distance, that space increase. There's a little correlation there. Exhale, fold forward. There's a bit of a correlation between experiencing space and experiencing your felt sense of aliveness. Relax the back of the head. Relax the eyes. That's the eye muscles, or the degree of information that either is coming into your eye or that your eye is reaching out for. So allow the eyes to soften. And coming back upright, sit your right leg out, straightened. Draw your left heel in, so left knee bent. Inhaling, telescope the ribs. Experience that vertical space over and over again as we move through our organs and our spine. Exhale, take the left hand behind back. Latch it onto your thigh or grab clothing. Again, inhale, grow the ribs away from the hips. I'm going to use the right arm to help that. Reaching the right arm up. And now exhale. Lengthen those right ribs, those guts. Lengthen them out over that right leg. Let your breath start to find those instances. Sometimes we experience inertia. Sometimes inertia can feel like fixity or not movingness. Let the breath start to interact with the inertia. Let that breath start to thaw, even mobilize or melt that inertia. Open up the left hand. Inhale, bring the sternum to face your shin. Sternum, right shin, forward fold. Exhale, lengthen through the intestines. Lengthen the chest forward. Active right leg. Use the hands on the ground. You can pull with the hands on the ground. Soften through the back of the neck, the eyes. And release. Come upright. We'll switch sides. Left leg straightened. Right knee bent. Inhaling, ribs grow away from the hips. Exhale, the right hand behind back. Grab thigh, clothing. Inhale, again, lengthening the ribs away from the hips. Use their left arm, reach up. Help those ribs up. Now exhale, lengthen the left ribs over that left leg. And release right hand. Inhaling to unwind the arm. Turning the sternum to face the left shin. Exhaling, forward fold. Use your low belly muscles. Express the tissues all around the low back and the excretory organs. Release. Inhale. Come up. Land back. Frog. Bent knees set widely apart. Hands interlaced behind head. Inhale, the head and the shoulders up. Exhale. Open up the soles of the feet. Reach out through the shins, the thigh bones. Pull low belly down. You'll keep the shoulders, the tops of the shoulder blades off the ground as you inhale. Feel how the breath reaches the low back. Exhale. Keep the tops of the shoulder blades off the ground. Reach out through hips, thighs, knees, shins. Inhale into low back. Keep the shoulder blades off the ground. As you inhale, as you exhale, keep the shoulder blades off the ground. Lift the elbows to the sky. Sink the belly in and down. Continue for 5 more. Keep the shoulder blades up. So frog, the knees are, you can say, in the same plane as the hips. No closer to your head than the hips are. The shins, make them parallel with each other. Make the shins also parallel with the ground. So the feet are about the same altitude as the knees. And keep the shoulder blades up off the ground as you're finishing the last couple here. We're positioning the knees and the legs so that this can be an abdominal discovery, not just a hip flexor movement. We're not trying to get the thighs closer to the torso. In fact, the thighs don't move closer to the torso. Try to get the low belly to encourage that pelvic respiratory motion. You're breathing into the abdomen. The low abdomen creates an undulation through the pelvic bones. And let the head down. Support your legs on the outsides with your hands and straighten them. Straddle. We'll go right into it. Straddle the legs out. Interlace hands behind head again. And inhale, the head and shoulder blades up. And exhale. As you exhale, the tailbone shifts, or does it? Reach through the legs, open the soles of the feet. Sink the belly in and down. All right, continue. Let's do a bunch more. Use these moments to start to reach the tissues of the legs, the knees, the ankles, the feet. So the legs aren't just dangling out there with slack. Start to reach. Kind of pressing and working and playing with those tissues or tensions. Let your breath interact with those tissues, the pelvic floor. Where the low belly connects to the pelvic bones. Finish this one up and one more. Deep breath. Then helping legs together. Turn to a side and let's set up hands and knees. With the hands firmly fixed to the mat, exert a slight pulling apart action. And look at your elbows, look at your forearms, look at the new orientation as you pull apart. See how the elbow crease starts to face forward. Feel how the shoulders moved away from your neck. You may have to slide the shoulders down to feel the away from movement. So we're setting up for downward dog. Palms on the ground. Palms on the ground. Inhale into the upper back. Continue with this pulling apart action. And now start to squeeze and turn on the chest muscles. Exhale, relaxing the neck, pressing the knees off the ground. Downward dog. Take your right foot toes, anchor them to your left heel cord. Continue with the arms. There's a pulling apart action that moves the shoulders away from the neck. And there's a tweezing action that involves the chest and the serratus. We want it all. Inhale, raise the right foot off the heel, lifting the leg. And exhaling fully, straightening, reaching that right leg out. Open the sole of foot. Open up the ankle joints, the foot bone joints. Keep reaching, and with the reach of the right leg, lift the weight of the body off of the shoulders, off of the wrist. Feel it grow lighter. You may also raise that right leg even higher, pulling, drawing the right leg away from the left heel sinking actively into the earth. Both legs working, both legs working. Deep breath. Bring the right leg down. Use the pulling apart action to keep the biceps and the shoulders far away from the ears, from the neck. Take the left foot to the right heel. Staying connected to that Ujjayi breath. Raising the left leg. So as you keep the wrap of the shoulders, you're wrapping, drawing the lats, the tissues of the back, the whole back side wraps. And so now deepen your breath under the ribs and the back muscles. And exhale, raise that left leg, send it outward and lift it up. Right heel sinks, wrapping the shoulders. Arms reach. And just hold yourself up. Press, extend. Feel those vibrant lines of energy moving through those inner arm lines. The neck unshrugged, the shoulders unshrugged. Wrap, broad neck, broad shoulder area, spacious neck area. And we'll set the left foot down, set the knees down. Lie on back for bridge. Have a block nearby if you like that. Feet are about fingertip distance away. Exhale, shift the tailbone toward the sky. The buttock lifts, the spine lifts. If using a block or blocks, insert. So the block is holding your pelvis at the highest altitude. Unless there's some medical pain, you can probably put the blocks the tallest ways. Sometimes we'll stack two together, but trying to elevate the pelvis. We want our butt muscles to be able to do this. Stretch the arms over your head, which is to say on the ground above your head. Now deepen breath. Right foot remains planted. Inhale, left knee to chest. And exhale, lift the left leg. Lift. The leg grows lighter over the pelvis. And now draw left leg toward your left ear. Open up the hands, reach the arms overhead. Active feet. Spread the foot bones, the sole of the foot. Expand the ribs with each breath. Set the left foot down. Switch. Inhale the right knee to chest. Exhale, raise the right leg. Press the sole of right foot toward the sky. Take the weight of the leg into the sky. And feel that spaciousness and that lightness on the right side of the hip. Remember, feel, sense all those instances where the body is enlivened by this process. If we get fixed on the inertia, we just get stuck. Let the breath interact with inertia. Bring the right foot down to the ground. Remove the block from underneath. And allow the spine to move down so that you can feel the sections of spine as you place the upper back down. Notice how that feels, how that motion is different than when the mid-spine moves to the ground. Maybe they feel the same. Notice how that motion and those textures and tones, they might be different than when the low back touches the ground. So you get a keen sense of the tones and the qualities of structure around these different sections of your spine. Turn onto a side. Let's set up for dolphin. Forearms and knees. Create that same pulling apart, that broadening between the shoulders and the neck. You'll have to glide the shoulder structure down the ribs so it's away from the head as you get all of these shoulder blade movements. Curl the toes under, relax, soften the neck. And exhale the knees off the ground. Separate your feet about hip width, maybe even a little wider. We'll be transferring weight in our dolphin and taking a limb away at a time. So if there's a part of it you have to omit, simply omit. So preparing to take the right elbow, the right arm away from the ground. So we make a little shift, accepting the weight into the left shoulder without shrugging or collapsing it. Keep pressing. And now inhale, take that right elbow, right hand away from the ground. Put that hand behind your back, just for fun. Let the legs help pull weight back. It's not all in the left arm. It's in 3 limbs, foot, arm. Relaxing the head down, the neck muscles. Okay, replace the right arm to the ground. You may have to adjust the feet a little bit. Take the right foot, raise it up, reach it back. Press with both arms, grow lighter through the shoulders. So we'll set the right foot down now. Maybe make that little adjustment. There you go. And now let's prepare to take the left elbow away from ground. That little weight shift. Feel that the right shoulder is super supportive. I will remove the left elbow, the left hand from the ground. There you go. Deep breath, deep breath. Doesn't mean forceful breath. Let's explore that shape, that bigness, vastness of breath shape. All right, we'll set that arm right back down to the ground. And left foot. Now we'll set that left foot down. Set the knees down. Inhale, slide the hands under shoulders. Wrap the shoulders. You'll see that in the elbow crease if you're looking there. Exhale, knees off ground. Feel that the neck on the left side and the right side, there's plenty of space. There's no shoulder kind of pushing into the neck space. Inhale, step your right foot forward, warrior one. Place hands on hips. Exhaling, press down with the fingers. Low back grows away from the thumb print, the index print. This isn't just a hand motion, it's a leg movement. You're creating traction. Reach with that left leg. Use those hamstrings, use those leg muscles. Press that leg into the space behind you. And release. Let the arms relax down. Shoulder shrugs. Inhale into upper back. Raise the shoulders. Squeeze the tops of them together. And exhale as you squeeze. Drag the shoulders down. But maintain that traction, that buoyancy in the spine. So you're figuring out how to conduct the squeeze and the shoulder blade muscles without pressing your spine and your low back into smush. Inhale, relax the squeeze of the blades. Middle parts. Squeeze them together. Staying light through the spine. Exhale, move the squeeze of the blades over the lightness and the traction, openness, the length of the spine. Feel those both. Let's do one more. Inhale, relaxing the squeeze. Find the bottom tips of your blades. And as you exhale, just squeeze the bottom tips. Just gather in, and that's the only squeeze we'll do here. Just gather and squeeze in and release. Pyramid. Inhaling, straighten the right leg. Perhaps shorten the stance, stepping 4 or 6 inches. And now exhale, lengthen the sternum away from the navel, folding. Once your hands steady on something, be it shin or block, and then allow the eyes and the back of the neck to relax. Let the legs conduct the intensity of the pose rather than the eyes and the neck position. Head to ankle. Bend the right knee. Inhale. Step or wiggle that left foot back. Bring both hands to the inside of your right foot. Allow the neck and the head to release. Now reach the elbows toward the earth. And inhale, place the left knee down. Easy, twisting lunge. Plant the left hand. Good couple of feet inside the right foot. And with inhale, raise the right arm. Open up the hand bones, the wrist. And as you exhale, glide the shoulders down away from the jaw and reach, opening through the top third of your ribs. So lift up with the arm and reach back with the ribs. If you just reach back with the arm, it'll feel like you're just pulling on shoulder ligaments. Reach back with the spine and the ribs. There you go. That's it. That's it. That's it. Good. And now you can feel your breath interact under the sternum and in those sternal joints. Keep saying that because I want us to remember and appreciate that these are movement areas, these joints. There's, you can start to feel if this is a moving area or an area of fixity or weight or density. So you can start to sense, where's the aliveness? And generally, right, everyone's experience is different, but generally we tend to experience aliveness less when there's a density or impact and contraction. And we tend to experience that liveliness more where there's movement or stillness. Inhale, bring the right hand down to the ground. Exhale, step the right foot back and lower And as you're lowering, glide the shoulders away from the head so that you're catching that descent with your chest muscles, not with the fronts of your shoulder ligaments. So we'll keep playing with that. Cobra. Now as you inhale, draw the mid-spine away from the low spine, and now the upper spine. Get that articulate spine motion through the upper spine. You conduct it there. There's really no magic, but your awareness can help conduct the movement through the body. And on exhale, downward dog. Warrior one. Inhale the left foot forward. Place hands on hips. And as you're exhaling, begin that pressure. Thumb and forefinger down. As you reach back through that right leg. Deep breaths. It's state training. This is state training. So when we put ourselves in a different state, say a state of spaciousness relative to a state of condensedness, remember to breathe. Breathing is how the body learns and accepts and behave in that new state. Okay, release for pyramid. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Shorten the stance, maybe 4 inches. And exhale. Remembering that lengthened, expanded state of core. Reach forward with your trunk. Reach back with your sit bones. Pyramid. Bend left knee. Inhale, we'll set the right knee down. Oh, pardon me. Head to ankle first. So before we set that right knee down, just bring it back up if you had. Hands under shoulders. Release the weight of the head down. Reach the arm bones and elbows down. And now we'll release, setting the right knee down. Easy twisting lunge. Right palm remains down. And with inhale, take the left arm up. Glide the shoulders away from the neck. Exhale, lift the left arm. And open through the back. I forgot us some shoulder shrugs. We'll slip them in somewhere, so we'll get them. And can you feel for moving the pose through the upper back? We had some moments to feel the tone and the texture of these different areas of spine. And here, can we carefully curate that movement through the middle back to the upper back? Can we curate that motion, that stimulating, massaging motion of breath to occur in that middle back and upper back? Inhale, bring the left hand down to your thigh. We're going to hit it in reverse for a moment, just so we can get our shoulder shrugs, I guess for symmetry's sake. So exhale, let's press that right knee off the ground and just give ourselves a little moment in that warrior one stance again. All right, inhale into the upper back. Raise the shoulders, gather at the top. Exhale, squeeze and drag down. Keep pressing out that back heel so as to not compress the low back. Inhale. Keep imagining that length of spine as you squeeze the middle parts of the blades. Exhale, condensing and squeezing and wringing the blades. As you pull the blades down, lift the mid-spine away from the low spine. Release the squeeze, inhale. And this time, when we squeeze the bottom tips of the blades, that's the only motion. Exhale, squeeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. And release. All right, let's carry on. Inhale, hands under shoulders. Exhale, step back. Lower all the way down to the ground. Or a round of boat. Interlace hands behind back. Inhale. Spear the legs straight back and lift the chest. Again, as we're lifting and breathing into the chest and the ribs, can you feel that lift occurring through the mid-back and through the upper back? Can you feel what area of the back helps lift the ribs and the chest up? And release. Inhale, hands under shoulders. Exhale, downward dog. All right, we do one final move on each side. Vertical splits. Inhale, step your right foot forward. Use blocks if you like. Exhale, as you raise the left leg, relax the neck. If your hands are on the ground, reach the elbows as if behind the heels. You get that wrap of the shoulders. And if you're playing with a lot of margin for movement, you can start to take a tiny bit of weight onto your palms, as if you're testing the wrap of your shoulders, strengthening the wrap and that protective ability of the wrap. And you can actually start to shift weight into the hands, pushing with the palms, keeping the shoulders wrapped. Lift the left leg high. So if your palms touch the ground, leave the elbows a little bit bent. There you go. And with the head relaxed, as you shift weight into those arms, elbows bent, you'll notice the right heel might even start to grow light. There you go. Good. That's great. Lift the left leg. There you go. Inhale, set that left foot down to the ground. Exhale, chaturanga. Just that one pose. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Allow the head to release down and the neck grows softer. Vertical splits. Left foot. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Exhale, raise the right leg. And inhale, bring the right foot down. Hands under chest. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. We'll softly set the knees down. Lie on back. Happy baby. Grab the soles of each foot, the outer edges rather. And if you need a strap, you just make one loop across both feet and you tug on the one single loop. Allowing the back of the head to rest on the ground. Taking 4 deep breaths into the low back, into the spinal muscles, into the muscles where the ribs meet the spine. And release, Shavasana. Allow your breathing to change. Ujjayi is a technique, not a habit. It's a technique. We apply it and then we take the technique off. Allow the Ujjayi to dissipate so the throat muscles grow soft. And therefore, the touch of breath is lighter throughout the body. Notice that to experience your breath through vast swaths of body does not take force or even effort, but that inner gesture of opening to experience and to receive breath, broader and deeper territory. The motion and the movement of breath is merely a kind of a confirmation. This is just one way that you can experience another state of body, of breath, of mind. It's expanded state of body, of openness, receptivity. Feel how that openness is it's not a void. It's not a naked, empty space, but that openness has qualities. Has qualities of aliveness. When you're ready, bend knees. Turn to a side. Use hands press to seated. Namaste.